Good morning. We are at the midpoint of the 25th week of ordinary time in our church here, and soon enough we will be celebrating the season of Advent. And that, of course, is always something we should look forward to. However, as I said last week, I'm now beginning again to celebrate the Sacrament of Confirmation, and my practice over the last few years has been to have the confirmation candidates write questions, and then when I meet with them, we'll go through all or at least most of the questions, and that generates a pretty good conversation. However, this year with social distancing and trying to find an adequate space where everyone can be in a room and sufficiently spaced, it became too difficult. And so just for this year, we aren't doing that. And so one of the questions that would have been discussed in the confirmations I've had so far, the question goes something like, what is the hardest part of post-confirmation life? You know, being confirmed, what then will be difficult? My answer is the hardest part is living up to the mission each of us is given when we are confirmed as Roman Catholics. Don't forget that the actual rite of confirmation is being signed on the forehead with sacred chrism with the sign of the cross of Christ, and the bishop saying the formula, the form of the sacrament, using that person's chosen patron saint name, be sealed with the gift of the Holy Spirit. Now, with that consecration, the person confirmed is given a specific mission. And for each of us, the mission is always something that follows upon the very first vocation you and I received when we were baptized as Catholics. And that first vocation is to a life cultivating sanctity and holiness of life. In other words, cultivating the virtues that will stand us in good stead for no matter how long we live, no matter what our specific vocation from God in life is. It's that first vocation to holiness now confirmed in this great sacrament of confirmation, and each person confirmed literally is commissioned by the church to live that life of holiness day in and day out, sometimes not so difficult, more often than not, very difficult, not because you and I are unwilling, but because you and I are bombarded with things from the secular world that are the products of Satan. They're tempting us not to be holy. And that would be my answer to that young people and to any person who would ask me, what's the hardest thing after confirmation? To be faithful and continue to cultivate virtue in our lives so that we're well defended personally against the temptations of the devil. But on the positive side of it, to continue to cultivate those virtues so that when we speak and act, we are setting a good example as a follower of Christ for whomever we may meet, whether there are the members of our family, those with whom we go to school, those with whom we work, our neighbors where we live, no matter who that is. That's the challenge that confirmation helps us meet day in and day out if we use those 7 great gifts and graces of God the Holy Spirit: wisdom, understanding, counsel, fortitude, knowledge, piety, and fear of the Lord. And we'll find, as time goes on, if we strive to be true to our confirmation commission and mission, we will have a great peace of mind and heart in our lives that only God can give us. Certainly the world does not give us that kind of peace.